On this 2015 to 2025 Ford F150 with the 2.7 EcoBoost, P0135 points us toward the upstream universal heated oxygen sensor heater circuit on Bank 1 Sensor 1. In plain terms, the PCM may be seeing an electrical problem in the heater side of that sensor circuit. The truck may have a check engine light, and depending on when the fault shows up, fuel control can be affected while the sensor is coming online. Broadly, the possible fault areas can include the HO2S wiring, connector condition, heater power or control circuits, the sensor itself, and in some cases related air or exhaust issues that can confuse the diagnostic picture. For this code, stay focused on the suspect upstream sensor circuit and prove the circuit before condemning the sensor. Start with the basic system checks and follow a structured diagnostic approach. For P0135, the path is the universal HO2S pinpoint test. If other codes are present, check what they mean first, but do not let unrelated code groups pull you away from this heater circuit diagnosis. For P0135, the path moves into the visual inspection, then into circuit checks for the Bank 1 Sensor 1 Universal HO2S. With the ignition off, inspect the Universal HO2S harness and connectors before grabbing the meter. Look for pinched or shorted wiring, loose or spread terminals, corrosion, oil or water contamination, crossed sensor wires, and physical damage to the Universal HO2S. If you find a problem here, repair it as needed, clear the PCM codes, and repeat the self-test. If the harness, connector, and sensor condition all look good, continue into the P0135 circuit checks. Next, check the UO2 SHTR circuit for a short to voltage. Work only on the suspect Universal HO2S. With the ignition off, disconnect the PCM connector. Then turn the ignition on and check C171 pin 5 for voltage. If any voltage is present there, repair the short circuit, clear the PCM codes, and repeat the self-test. If no voltage is present, move on. Now check the UO2S, UO2S GREF, and UO2S HTR circuits for opens. With the ignition off, measure between C171 pin 1 and C1232T pin 44, C171 pin 2 and C1232T pin 45, and C171 pin 5 and C1232T pin 47. You are looking for less than 5 ohms. If the resistance is not less than 5 ohms, repair the open circuit, reset KAM, and repeat the self-test. If all three pass, continue. Then check VPWR. With the PCM connector connected and the Universal HO2S connector disconnected, turn the ignition on and measure voltage at C171 pin 4. The voltage needs to be greater than 10.5 volts. If it is not, repair the open circuit, clear the PCM codes, and repeat the self-test. If VPWR is good, check the UO2S HTR circuit again for an open between C171 pin 5 and C1232T pin 47. That resistance should be less than 5 ohm. If it is not, repair the open circuit, reset KAM, and repeat the self-test. If the heater circuit is not open, check the UO2 SHTR circuit for a short. This test can cover more than one circuit, so only measure the circuits that apply to the vehicle in front of you. For this HO2S11 circuit, compare C171 pin 5 against the listed C171 terminals, pin 2, pin 1, pin 3, pin 4, and the final listed pin 5 entry. The resistance should be greater than 10,000 ohms. If it is not, repair the short circuit, reset KAM, and repeat the self-test. If that passes, measure the internal resistance of the Universal HO2S heater at the component side between C171 pin 4 and C171 pin 5. A cold sensor should be between 1.8 to 6 ohms, and at normal operating temperature, it should be between 2 to 14 ohms. If it is outside the correct range, install a new Universal HO2S, reset KAM, and repeat the self-test. If heater resistance is in range, check the UO2 SHTR circuit for an internal short to ground at C171 pin 5 on the component side, using the listed test point. The resistance should be greater than 10,000 ohms. If it is not, install a new Universal HO2S, reset KAM, and repeat the self-test. After the heater side checks pass, move through the sensor signal and reference circuits. With the ignition off, and both the universal HO2S connector and PCM connector disconnected, check for opens between C171 pin 1 and C1232T pin 44, and between C171 pin 2 and C1232T pin 45. Each circuit should be less than 5 ohms. If not, repair the open circuit, reset KM, and repeat the self-test. Next, check the applicable UO2S, UO2SG-REF, UO2SPC, and UO2SPCT circuits for shorts to ground. On this HR2S11 path, that includes the listed checks at C171 pin 1, C171 pin 2, and C171 pin 3. The resistance should be greater than 10,000 ohms. If it is not, repair the short circuit, reset KM, and repeat the self-test. Then check for circuit-to-circuit shorts between C171 pin 2 and pin 1, pin 2 and pin 3, and pin 1 and pin 3. Again, the resistance should be greater than 10,000 ohms. If any check fails, repair the short circuit, reset KM, and repeat the self-test. Finally, in this group, turn the ignition on and check C171 pin 1, pin 2, and pin 3 for short to voltage. If any voltage is present, repair the short circuit, reset KM, and repeat the self-test. If no voltage is present, continue to the trim resistor and remaining circuit checks. Next, check the current trim resistor in the universal HO2S. For vehicles without a UO2S PCT circuit, follow the 5-pin universal HO2S path. With the ignition off and the universal HO2S connector disconnected, the HO2S11 trim resistors should be between 25 and 330 ohms. If it is not, install a new universal HO2S, reset KAM, and repeat the self-test. Then check the applicable UO2SPC and UO2SPCT circuits for an open. Only the circuits that apply to the vehicle should be measured, and only the 6-pin universal HO2S has a UO2SPCT circuit. For this HO2S11 path, measure between C171 pin 3 and C1232T pin 59. Resistance should be less than 5 ohms. If it is not, repair the open circuit, reset KAM, and repeat the self-test. For the UO2SPCT short to ground check, vehicles without that circuit follow the pass path. Where the circuit applies, resistance should be greater than 10,000 ohms. If it is not, repair the short circuit, reset KAM, and repeat the self-test. For the UO2SPCT short to voltage check, vehicles without that circuit follow the no voltage path. Where the circuit applies, turn the ignition on and check for voltage. If any voltage is present, repair the short circuit, reset KAM, and repeat the self-test. If no voltage is present, move to the final operation check. A few checks in this path depend on complete connector views and the correct meter reference for the exact connector you are testing. If a meter hookup, ground reference, or pin pair is not clear at the vehicle, stop and confirm the terminal information before applying power or measuring resistance. Do not infer a missing terminal or guess at a ground path. Keep verifications separate from the circuit testing. For the final operation check, turn the ignition off, disconnect all PCM connectors, and disconnect both upstream HO2S connectors. Inspect for pushed-out pins and corrosion. Reconnect the PCM connectors and both upstream HO2S connectors, making sure they seat correctly. Reset CAM-AM and verify whether the concern is still present. If the concern is still present after that connector inspection and reconnection, install a new universal HO2S. Reset CAM-AM and repeat the self-test. If the concern is gone, the system is operating correctly at this time, and the issue may have been caused by a loose or corroded connector. Takeaway: for P0135, prove heater power, heater control, opens, shorts, sensor heater resistance, and connector integrity in order before calling the sensor. For more diagnostic training, visit stepdiagnostics.com.